welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Stacey. I am just about to go into my third year of study for a part-time degree. My degree is in childhood and youth studies. I'm loving it for the most part. If you have seen my previous videos, you'll know I didn't love last year, but I'm sure this year will be better. I am going to do a much requested stationery video today. I have been a stationery connoisseur, if you will, if you like, for the last, I don't know how long, for as long as I can remember. I have loved stationery. I've collected stationery. Even when I didn't have a huge amount of use for it, I've always collected it and just like journaled and stuff like that if I didn't have anything study-wise or work-wise to do with it. I did try going paperless last year. I haven't got it on me, my iPad with the iPad keyboard and the pencil. And I used Notion. What else did I use? GoodNotes. Those were the kind of apps that I used, and I'm happy to go into that more in another video, but if I'm completely honest, what I did study-wise didn't stick in my head. I found it really difficult to organise my thoughts. I found that when I was planning my TMAs and my EMAs, I did it all on paper. I wrote a lot of my notes out in paper and things like that, so it's not for me. I'm very much a pen and paper kind of girl, and if you hear anything, it's either traffic or the cat, just so you're aware. So yeah, this year, this academic year, I'm going back to paper. I feel like it cheers me up too. Like if I'm using something like special or nice, it makes it more enjoyable for me. And whilst my iPad and that is very nice and I use it for other things, it's not helpful to me for retaining information, put it that way. So I'm just going to talk about my favorites. This is not an essentials video. I will touch on that later on. These are just my favorite things that I'm going to be using this academic year. So starting off, I think probably with these is my fountain pens. I'm gonna have to do this probably. These are Kaweco, I think is how you say it. It's not focusing. I'll do some different shots. These are fountain pens, so these are tiny, and you unscrew it and then it turns into like a normal sized one. These are gorgeous. This one is Kaweco Sport, and this one is Kaweco Collection. This one I think is a limited edition just because of the colour. And I think this is fine and this is extra fine. And something else I really love about these is because they're fountain pens, you can get the different colour inks. Oh, there you go, it focuses. So I've got this one which is Midnight Blue. I've got this one which is Faber-Castell, which is Stone Grey. Don't know if that'll focus. No. And then this one which is Paradise Blue, which is Kaweco brand again. Why is it not? Let me see if I can. Is that better? Yes. Right. So they're my favourite pens that I use for like pretty much every day, for like my journal, for just notes and things I have to write. I will say these are super comfy to write with. I wouldn't normally just use any old fountain pen. I do find these comfy to write with. some other pens that I love that I'll be using in my notes are the Sarasa Zebra Sarasa clip pens, which are, let's see if that works. But I buy these in the vintage colours because I actually just prefer the colours, as they're just a bit cooler, I think. And so I use these to kind of colour code different notes, things like that. And I just like using the fun colours, to be honest. These are also super comfy to write with. I can write really quickly and still have quite neat handwriting with these. I have awful handwriting, so for me it's really important to have a comfortable pen that encourages nice handwriting so I can actually read it. And then of course highlighters. So I have, again, I'll just do a different shot of these and add it in because this is horrendous, this camera focusing. So I have these, oh there we go, of course. These are just from Amazon. They're just Oyster and Pop soft pastel highlighter. These are like really neutral. I think they came in a pack of 12 or something. They're super neutral. They're really light. They're not aggressively bright. I find sometimes, I mean, I also use the mild liners, which is, you know, everyone's favorite. I feel like everyone loves these, but these are, I feel like the reason I enjoy these so much, again, is because I can get them in quite neutral colors, and obviously they're double-ended as well. These are also double-ended, the pastel ones that I got, and they're really aesthetically pleasing, so I'll link them. The other reason I really like these just the pastel ones are because they go with my other favorite item. They actually, I think they have a color to match each one of these. They actually match my favorite little book tabs. So when I'm highlighting, I can color code with each one. So see, that one goes with that one, this one goes with this one goes with this one. So they're really, I love that. That's one of my favorite things about them. So I can color code, say for example, if I'm doing TMA 01, I will have a certain color for that, and I will use that pen, the tab that goes with it, so then I can easily flick through my book to what I'm looking for if I've highlighted certain notes for it, things like that. These come in all different, so they come in a pack, these ones. So they come like this. You've got the dot, the little end piece, and then the full color, which again I love. I think they're really helpful. I use these all the time, even when I'm reading non-fiction books, and I highlight things in there. I use them for that as well. Obviously I use normal, like typical post-its, but I also love these translucent ones, or what do they call them, opaque, so they're like see-through. They're really handy if you want to like copy a diagram out of a book, or see, that's just one. They are pretty see-through. So yeah, if you want to copy something out of a book and put it in your notes, if you want to write over something in your notes but still be able to read what's underneath, that's really handy. So I use these, not as much as the others, but I use these quite a bit. That's another favorite. My absolute top tip favorite are these. Let me see if I can find, yeah. So it's these tabs. They come in a huge pack of like all different ones. So you get ones like this, which are just color ones. These are little tabs that you put on books. But then you also get in the pack, I actually need to buy another one of these. Is it gonna focus? Yeah. So it's chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, 4, 5. And they come in different colours. And then you have ones where they have date on it as well. So you can date something if you need to. They've got ones that say point or little stars. These are like my top tip. If I grab that one of my books from last year, I use these to what's the word, like point out all the different chapters so I could just jump straight to it. That was super handy. So they're my top tip. They're from Amazon as well, so I'll link those if I can find them, because I need to get some more myself actually. So this is something that you'll use all the time, I would say. So I would say that's maybe not an essential, but definitely probably a necessity. Definitely, probably. The next thing is a planner, an academic planner. This year I've gone for the Pumpkin Productivity Academic Planner by Ruby Grange. I tried, whose was it? Lisa Jane's diary, Lisa Jane's journey, something like that. I'll tag it in the description, because she does an Open University planner, and it's a digital one. I think maybe she does printable ones, I'm not 100% sure, but I used that last year, or I tried to, and whilst it's great, again, because it was digital, the one that I purchased, I found myself not looking at it, and I need something physical, I found, to actually look at, to remind me to look at. And I'll be honest, I'll be using this alongside my phone on my calendar on my phone to remind me to do it, because I'm awful. If it's not there, it doesn't, like, if it's not right in front of me, it's like it doesn't exist. So I'm used to using happy planners, but they cost an absolute fortune because they're imported in from the US. So I thought I'd go for this year and have a go, because I've wanted to try it. And it's not exactly what I'll need as in OU wise, but it's pretty close, and I think I can sort of adapt it to what I need. So maybe I'll do a little fill it in with me video where I put in like my TMA dates and things like that on it, and just give a little tour. If anyone's interested, then let me know. I can do that for you, because I haven't started that yet. Then we have my favourite paper. This sounds so stupid, but it really is my favourite. This is the Campus Refill Pad, and again, I get this on Amazon. And this is the nicest paper I've ever used. Now, I've used a lot of different papers. One of my favourites was I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's actually in this drawer. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Yeah, this one. I can't remember what it's called. White Lines, that's it. Here, so this is another one that I've used, White Lines paper, and I actually do really enjoy it. It's very aesthetically pleasing. I've used it for when I did a little like on the Open University website. They have Open Learn, and they have like little mini courses on there that you can do for free. If you didn't know about that, that is actually, I'll try and see if I can link Open Learn down below, because that is super helpful for understanding how things are laid out within the Open University style. But yeah, this paper is lovely, but I like to be able to put my things in a folder, and this is a book, So whilst you can tear it out and punch holes in it, I just find myself not reaching for it. And I use this instead. This paper is super thick, so nothing bleeds through. It's really smooth, so my writing on it is always much neater than on other paper. And I haven't used it, but you can download an app called Scribesy for free. And then if you want to write by hand and then save it digitally, you can use the app, and as long as you kind of scan it in on the app using these little things on each corner, you can save your work digitally. So that's good as well, if that's up to you, if that's something you're up for. But yeah, I love this paper, it's my favorite. And then we go to this. So this is how I file things. I use these Exacomptor lever arch files, and I get them in white and grey, and I just swap them over. So I'm going to be back to grey this year because I used white last year actually. And I just use dividers, and I on here I put down like so last year it was DE 100, and then I'll do it in blocks. So it'll be like, for example, week 1 to 7 plus TMA 01, for example. And then I'll use the dividers and I'll label like intro, week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many there are, and then the TMA, and then if needed, like any additional bits and bobs. So that's how I personally do it. And then any of my notes, they go in here. Any of my printouts I could just put in a little plastic wallet and stick it in. And yeah, that's the easiest way I found, because I find that I can go back to it really easily. My brain seems to understand it the best. I don't know, last year I found I really wanted to embrace going digital, going paperless, and it just did not work for me. I love things that I loved about it. I loved being able to just search up something in my notes, like a word, for TMAs and things like that. But I just found it so difficult to kind of translate that maybe I just need to do a bit more with it, and I will still try, but to translate that into a TMA or to remember it, I found it really difficult. It was so much quicker writing notes and things like that on when you're typing, but yeah, I found that it was just really difficult to remember it, and also to translate what I wanted to say into a TMA or an EMA without physically writing it down. There's something in my brain personally where if I'm not writing it down, it didn't happen. So yeah, I did want to say really quickly that this is not an essentials video. Like I said, this is not, none of these things are essentials. At most, or at least I would say, you need a laptop and Wi-Fi connection. That's all you really need. And they give you all the like Word, it's like an Office package, I guess, Microsoft Office package for free on the OU website anyway, when you become a student, when you sign up with them. So that's all you need, is a laptop with memory, like storage available on it, and Wi-Fi. And then everything else you can use, like a free app. Like for example, you can download your books into like a free Kindle app or some other reading app. I don't know what they are, I use Kindle. So you don't physically need any of this. If you are like me and you specifically like to write things, then all you really need is like a cheapy biro, like one of these, cheapy biro and a pad. Like, if that's how you learn the best. You don't even need to have a folder if you can't use it. If you for some reason can't afford it or whatever, these are not essentials. You can get by, especially if you work well digitally, with just a laptop. I want to make that clear, because I know that a lot of people are like, oh, what do I need, what do I need? You don't need any of that stuff. All you need is Wi-Fi and a laptop with storage. Everything else that I've shown you is fun for me. These are just what I like to use. These are what I'm privileged enough to have. They're definitely not necessities. So please don't feel like you've got to go out and buy loads of aesthetic stationery and pretty things. They're nice to have, and I love having them because it's a personal interest of mine. But like I say, it's absolutely not necessary. For the OU, all you need is a laptop and Wi-Fi. I guess free Wi-Fi in a coffee shop or whatever if needs be, or a library. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you do want to see me do like a fill in my planner video, then just let me know, and I can do that for you. That's not a problem. If you have any questions, please pop them down below in the comments, and I would love to know what your favorite stationery items are, if you have any, because, well, I could do with a little bit of a shopping spree, if you like, for stationery, and I just love seeing what other people are using and any of their top tips that help them, because I need all the help I can get this year. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It's completely free. And yeah, if you have any ideas of videos, then again, pop them in the comments and I will do my best. It was so good to see you all again. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.